Hello, it's Em again, and I've got some cross-stitch things to show you. In the last 2 weeks I managed to work on 3 projects, so maybe not super many, but at least in one of them I made a really huge progress. Let's start with Miranda, the Heaven and Earth design, the one that I'm parking. I have a little OCD, I guess, and I like things a certain way. So here I'm trying to make it in a sort of like square diagonal pattern, so that I work on the square from here, then I go up and right at the same time. And at some point I will have to just also move on with this strip. But I guess I will follow this sort of diagonal route most of the time, and just try to have this first row also finished a little bit. So this is what it looks like, this sort of like staircase shape, well, upside down staircase shape. And there are a few stitches missing here because I don't have the floss yet. I will have to order some, but I want to make it a big order because I have to order it online. My local thread and yarn shop doesn't have those new DMC colors, and they also quite rarely order any new floss. And for example, I used a lot of blue DMC floss for my other project, and they haven't stocked up, and I'm still need it. So I'll just have to really look what colors I need, especially from those that I know that are unavailable in my local shop. And I want to buy a thread organizer because the one I have is almost full. Maybe not absolutely full, but really there is not much space left in it, and I still have quite a lot of thread that isn't organized into it. So I'll just make a big order. But this is what it looks like so far. Still, the colors are mostly gray, bluish, sometimes kind of purple, something like white, beige, very delicate colors as well. So it's still mostly heaven, the sky part, sorry. Probably here is where the sea begins, because I think this is a picture where there's a girl sitting at the beach and looking at the sea. So I think this might be the sea part already. And this is not still one page of the project. I think it's like probably here where the page is. I'm using Pattern Keeper app to do this one, and I really love this app. It just sometimes when I have too much of a zoom, I can't see where the page finishes. So I'll be honest, I thought I was much closer to finishing the page, but no, there's still some. I mean, I think I'm over a half of a page, but still not close to finishing at all. So yeah, it's going to take a while. And yeah, this is what it looks like. This is my progress, and I'm really happy with how it's going. Just I'm hoping for some new colors, because it might get boring after, you know, stitching always the same purple grayish vibe. But just the look of it and this parking method really starts growing on me, so it's kind of cool. And I guess I'll be using this project quite a lot. Okay, now let's move on to Fairy. I showed you Fairy last time, and I've filled a bit of the skirt here and a bit here. So what I have left is obviously those 2 bits and this part, and then I can finally move somewhere else. A lot of it depends on the Magical Stitches and Literature group on Facebook, because sometimes they have homeworks like use a specific color, so then if I needed to use this project for that homework, I would move to another piece faster. But if I do it my own way, then skirt first, and then we move either up to the upper part of the bodice and the body of the fairy, or just some details here, because there's some nature around the fairy as well. But right now it's a bit boring, because you just feel the same color over and over again, and you just have to count the stitches, so yeah, kind of boring, but looks nice. And the project I've worked on the most in the 2 weeks, the Virgo, because I almost finished page 3, because I got here, and this is the end, the edge of part 3. I mean, this is just one row left, and then this part. These are the only things that are missing in this picture, and it will be the end of page 3, which is fantastic, because yeah, I like I told you last time, I hadn't worked on it for quite a long time, and this is my first project, so it kind of should be finished first. But yeah, it's page 3 out of 25, I think, or no, it can't be 25. It must be at least 30 pages, because it's a rectangle and it's 5 pages wide, so it must be at least, I think, 6 pages long. Yeah, something like that, but still. So 3 pages, almost done. And I'm really liking the design of it and what it starts to look like. Just the whole feel of it. It's absolutely great. So I love it. I didn't go too much to the other pages this time, because I mostly been filling those bits here. So there isn't much need for me to go like outside the borders. But I guess once I start doing this part, it might, because I think there are a few other colors than just this yellow, so I think there just might be, easier for me to move to page 4 as well. But so far I've just been doing page number 3, which is great, because then you see the progress faster, because you just focus on one part and fill it up. So probably 2 more weeks if I manage to just get this into the homeworks, or like outside of homework, work on it a bit. So it's just possibly 2 weeks, maybe a month, and I will be done with page 3. Obviously not the whole picture. To be honest, out of the 3, I think Fairy might be the one that actually gets finished first, just because it's not a full coverage picture, and it is smaller than other ones anyway, so I think this will be the first to be finished. So even though this one was the first one I started, this one I also started pretty early. I'm not sure if it was my like second, third, definitely one of the first 5 that I started. So I know, but this one was the first, and I would really, really love to finish it first, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's just too big for me. And when I think of how many stitches I've done and how many more stitches I have to do, it will take a while, like really, really long while. So but it's going to look lovely. And this one definitely as well, because it's just so detailed, and the stitches are so small, because it's count 16 and just 2 threads, 2 ply threads. So sorry, I bumped 2. So I'm sure it's going to look so detailed like here, this one as well, it's just there's a different quality. So I think I'll start to think more about 16 count projects and slowly advance to even 18 or like thinner canvas and thinner floss use projects, because they look really, really nice and delicate and yeah, fantastic. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and obviously subscribe, and see you next week for FlossTube if you're interested in that, and if you're just for FlossTube, then see you in 2 weeks time. Bye!